It's going to resemble some of the more expensive ones out there. It does have some cool things. It does have a, what does it have? Oh, okay, it's got a little plaque in there from something else. Just made some coffee up. Here's the price tag for the receipt police. This store called Bishop's Attic. Sometimes a good place to get some deals. In fact, when I made the paper, it was such a good deal. Got your little glass breaker here. Seatbelt cutter. It is a flip open, so which it is just, assisted opening, I think they called them. Liner lock. And this does not have the lock on the back like the Kiss does. The Kiss, to release a blade, you can't do that. You got a thumb stud, so you can pop it open this way. The Kiss, there's a secondary lock on the back you have to push down, but this one does not have it. You can use a thumb stud. You do need to watch that serrated edge. I actually recommend if you have these with this, they're designed to use that, so like that. Because if you use a thumb stud, it's a little bit small, and it does put your finger, your thumb, sometimes near that rather wicked serrations. Anyways, also this piece acts a little bit as a guard, which is good. Anyways, enough yapping about that. We're going to go ahead and build this one on the screen. I already bought this for me for Christmas, and I think we're just going to cut through the thumb stud and see if this works out. Sometimes you can gently put pressure on the glue points, allowing the box to be not completely destroyed, as Lego would have you, as how they envision. But sometimes it doesn't work so good. Oh, that reminds me, I got some CMFs I want to open up to. We'll do that later, maybe, or maybe we won't do it at all. Who knows? What y'all think about the new CMFs? So just release. So you could do this with one-handed. You could do, release here thumb, and bring it down. This right here protects your thumb from getting cut. Get it out of the way, and just drop your blade down. Remember, your blade it's got spring assist, so it can spring back. That's what makes opening the thumb studs a little bit dangerous, and I just recommend you just, do this. And I did slow the blade down so you can see. It requires nothing, and if you put some force to it, boom. Anyways, that's fine. Enough of that. All right. What's this say? Oh, yeah. Comment on earlier video. Got too many things going. All right, let's open this thing up. Now, I put the knife away already, but I don't really need knife openers in the baggie. And lately, I've been noticing that the instructions are packed this way, which is nice. You remember the instructions used to be thrown in the bottom of the bag? Sure you do. I'm sure you all remember that. It's kind of cool going to Fred Meyer the other day. We had some songs I remember from the past playing on the radio, and it was like, kind of reminded me of childhood a little bit, like being a little kid again. Of course, back then the lights were like sodium arc lights. Got two instruction books in here, 75364. Both are marked 75364, and curiously, the bag numbers are on the bottom, so two people can build on these. First we go with first here. There we are. Actually, I like the look of this one better. We'll try this first. So, we want bag 7. We want bag 8. I don't really need to look at that. I imagine we want 10 and we want 9. And it used to be in the past where you put a line under a 6 or something so you can see the difference, but this one has got the white stripe plus you can see the yellow. So shouldn't really be an issue. Of course, the grip separator in this bag here. So I guess maybe they kind of want you to start with the first bag, but oh well. I've been known to disobey orders and not do as I'm told, so I guess that's all right. Start with bag 7. Treat bag 7 as bag 1. Okay. Really, seems kind of the obvious. These bags are pretty wrinkly. Remember the old bags that had the perforations? Those are pretty. Yeah, sometimes it's taking down memory lane. It's going to be noisy. I don't have a filter or anything over the microphone. I'm just using the microphone on the device. So it will pick up the sound of the crinkliness really badly, probably. But that's okay. Any of you save these bags? Sometimes I save one or two just to put the extras in, but we're not at that point today. So there you have it. When I was a kid, I used to a lot of times have to bug me if the Lego emblems weren't lined up the same way. I've grown out of that. Probably just as well. One thing I definitely prefer about buying a fresh new set, one, seeing new pieces, sometimes you've never seen before, but the biggest thing is you buy a set like off of eBay or Bricklink or whatever, something in Bricklink together, or custom sets, not picking on custom sets, and they come unmarked, sometimes in a huge bag, sometimes not even sorted by color, which, in fairness, is not a big deal. Let's see. After making that big spiel about not caring about the orientation of the Lego markings, you probably just saw that I stared down for a second and made sure it was going the correct way. I guess old habits die hard. I do like these little round studs. They didn't have these when I was a kid. We had the cylinders, the one by one, you know. And originally they were solid topped. So sometimes I still remember those, and you know, well, that's probably one of the best things about Lego sets is it takes me down memory lane. Got to work tomorrow, and then of course we're closed for Monday. How's you guys' 2024 going? You know, I'm really not into the whole horoscope thing, but it is kind of funny. Laura, my fiance, she pointed out, hey, look, it's Year of the Dragon. And since you're Year of the Rat, it should be a really good year for you. I'm like, not necessarily. President David, why would you say not necessarily? Well, because are you a water rat, you're a terror rat, metal rat, and I am a water rat. And there's some warnings, just not to be hasty, not to dive headforward into anything. What does that mean for the Lego sphere? Probably not a lot, but I will probably hesitate for deals that seem large or high financial or just big space sets. No pun intended, space set, but that's probably the direction I want to go in. Probably just, you know, take some caution, take some care. And at the end of the day, I think we should always, you know, you should look before you leap, right? That's what I believe. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. I do enjoy these new building structures, the new shapes and forms that we use these days. A lot's changed. I mean, let's face it. We regularly use, you know, quote, illegal techniques now. It's kind of interesting. I do appreciate this community out there. You guys are really great. Harkens back to days when we used to meet on the playgrounds and talk and stuff at like Rabbit Creek, which is the elementary school I attended. That sounds weird to put it like that, but that's it. It had been the 70s, and Fabuland was come out in 79. And believe me, I wasn't really feeling it. I see it now as kind of it makes me feel very, I appreciate the vintage set of it. I appreciate feelings of, you know, it's a fun one to restore in a way because some of the sets are so rare that you can't even find the sets to restore them. You have to like Google images and stuff if you're not sure about colors, and then go on like Bricklink and ask for a specific part, and you can imagine in a very short period of time how quickly they can get out of hand for shipping costs, what have you. And they will always say that they made for 10 years, 79 to 89. But I don't think most of the sets were even in the US for release for it in 89. But I could be wrong. Yeah, and there you have it. I do really like these pieces here for like putting your minifigures on. What I'm showing, if you have somebody on YouTube did put this video up, but if you put these on a shelf or something, you can just slot your legs in here. And the reason you do that is putting these down like onto. Let's just pick this stud here. It can put pressure and stress. And you're probably saying, well, Dave, just minifigure legs, and you're right. But if it's like, say, a Boba Fett, whatever, or something, really rare, you don't necessarily want to do that. And you could leave it in a plastic bag in the darkness of some point. But we did buy stuff to collect, right? And sometimes I find myself digging into a can or digging into a storage going, I forgot I had this. And sometimes that feels nice. And then sometimes it's not as nice because you just bought it and you're like, man, I finally got it. And you're like, I already had one and I forgot I had it. And that sincerely bothers me. Why? Because to me it's kind of a waste of money. But more than that, more important than that to me, is there's someone out there who probably really wants that piece, or it might be their dream piece, what have you. And they're going, and you've just taken one out, and you've done such a great job of not taking care of it, or not keeping track of it, that you don't even remember having it. In other words, my point is, someone out there is just dying to have it, and would love to have it, would enjoy having it, and here it is, you're sitting on one that's hiding. I don't know. It's like, used to be a lot of stores like in the mall, and they'd have stuff on display. Gun shops I kind of get because they might have rare or restricted items or what have you. But when a Lego set has a cool set on display and it has not for sale, you're going, maybe I'm weird, but to me, that's what social media is for. Post that stuff on social media or what have you if you just want to show people what you have or you want to start a discussion about it. Don't use your store and tempt people into coming and going, oh my goodness, you got that set? Oh yeah, it's not for sale. Get away from it right now. Used to be a coin shop on the mall that was really, he had a whole display, you guys, a whole display of really tempting, delicious stuff. And it's not for sale. None of it. And I found it annoying. Even as a child, I'd be like, well, that's just great. That's my dad. Why do they do that? He said, don't really know why. It doesn't make sense on a business level. And it doesn't. But, it's all fine, right? We do what can to get through this world, and that's the way we go. Oh, someone posted me on something on one of the social medias, might have been Facebook, I don't know, about, oh, your comments are really negative lately. I said, really? Huh. Comments are negative? Where's my sticker sheet? Now I don't like stickers. Is there a separate sticker sheet in here? Is there no instructions? What it is for this control panel here, they want me to put a sticker on it, and I don't see a sticker sheet. Would it be in here, maybe? That would make sense, right? Good thing it wasn't a rattlesnake, right? Or whatever. That's that piece there. I never liked putting stickers on. Not as a child. Don't like it now. Some of the stickers are better than they used to be. You remember those old clearback stickers? I remember those things. And they would get like little air bubbles and stuff, and those are the ones. Whenever they get messed up, it seems like they stay messed up forever. Like they don't peel off. They were like extra on there. You'll go on eBay or come off of like your Bricklink stores, and you'll find something with some gross old cookie crumbs or something still stuck to it. And you're like, wow. In fact, me and Lori was looking at a set from 1961. It's a little, was it 61? I think it was. And this wasn't a story about cookie crumbs, but it's little teeth marks that was one of the Lego bricks. And she was looking at it, she's like, I wonder where the kid is who chewed on this Lego brick. And I'm like, that's an interesting thought. I mean, it's been a really long time ago. They're really old, might not be around anymore. Who knows? But yeah, cookie crumbs on a 2009 AAT set. I found some cookie crumbs on one of the thin clearback trans stickers on the front where your rocket tubes are. Yep. And yeah, it was like Oreo, looked like Oreo crumbs, which is extra gross. But I was thinking like, well, I wonder where they are now. You could do a DNA swab of that, I suppose, and find out who they are, maybe what their family line is. Or not, and just talk about randomly on social media. You could do that instead, I guess. It's an interesting yellow. It's almost a goldenrod color. Is that the new yellow? Is that what that is? Or is that a dark yellow? I don't know. And then we got, yeah. I do remember that squeaky sound the old Lego pieces used to make. Lightly squeaky. Funny color. And there's a funny scent to them. That's just the type of compounds they've used over the years. Like back in the early 60s when, I think it was not BASF. Who's the suitcase company? Samsonite. Samsonite owned Lego part of the ways, and they all the Lego pieces like super shiny and stuff, and they still are now. Like if you find them, they're made of CA plastic, and they're like super shiny, and just feel different. Feel kind of weird, you know. But that's kind of cool. And we got one more slope piece in here. This piece will be interesting to build this if you were putting it together from something like off of eBay or something. Be curious how much of this stuff would still be left. I think this is the earliest stream I've ever done. I'm not able to do stuff like this usually. To be honest, it's a weird time of day to be doing it, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess it doesn't really matter. Sometimes doing these kind of Lego sets remind me when I was a kid, a child, and I used to work on like plastic models. I think we all did. Be a rainy day, or up here a snowy day, or just a cold day. Back then, I know all the old people say this, but it's like, oh, back in my day it was colder. Well, it was colder up here. And this winter, it reminds you of that a little bit, like it's like 5 below zero outside right now. New heaters are in, so it's like in the 60s in this room, which is way better than the 27 degrees with dangers of frozen pipes. One of those other streams where somebody commented, I guess you can see my breath a little bit. I'm like, no, that's not special effects. That's coldness. But you know, I've lived in warmer places, and one thing is, if you got clothing and stuff, you can almost always get warm, but you can't get cooled off. Case in point, my cousin down the States, and it's hot, and it was humid. It was like a July day, and it was like 100 degrees, maybe I know it was 100 or a little over, maybe 100, 101. It was back in the 80s, a long time ago. And it was pouring rain. It was raining hard. And the water is just, and it's like, and I'd heard these stories, like he's like, oh yeah, you could, wash your car, you could probably, take a shower when it rains. I'm like, yeah, well, it'd be kind of cold, wouldn't it? Well, it's because you tend to project. And up here, yeah, it'd be a little bit, it'd be more than a little cold. It would be very cold, actually, be even joking about stuff like that. But there, no, I could actually see that. I could actually see it. And we got another sticker coming up, looks like. That's not a very tight fit. Oh, okay, I guess it does rise up a bit. And for this one, we got a sticker. Wow, that was kind of a thin build, isn't it? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. More interesting when Becky was around because, as dogs will do, should run for pieces and stuff. Okay. Sticker number 1. I'm going to try applying it on the build. See if it helps, because it's one of those curved bricks. And, it's that one right there. I don't know. I mean, I think we would all prefer bricks to be printed, especially for sets. But can you imagine, though, like years later, if you're restoring something? Okay, that's a fragile part. That's an interesting part of the build. You cannot put pressure on this at all. Anyways, can you imagine, like, years later, restoring something and needing a piece that's got a weird printing that was only available in, like, one set or something? Or better yet, doing a mock or something, the only piece you can find is one with a printing that you don't need. That would be interesting. Who's this comment keeps popping up? Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. But yeah, a few people have asked, like, why does that phone not have a case on it? Well, because it gets hot. And I don't use it for much of anything, just for, for video stuff. So you can't put pressure here. So I would recommend you put your finger in the back. I'm sure most of y'all have done this set already. It just is, I was a little bit late getting it, and probably wouldn't even have it now, except Lori asked about, is there, and just said, do we have that one yet? I'm like, no, actually, we don't. Any reason why? Well, just haven't picked it up, mostly, is why. That's mostly the reason. Back to the whole argument about bucket lists. Bucket lists are not necessarily things that you're going to absolutely have to have or get. It's just things you might want, things you want to have and watch. It's like you go in a Bricklink store and there's things you want that you may never get. There's things you may change your mind about ever getting. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But it gives us a sense of hope sometimes. Not quite the same as going to a pawn shop or going someplace and putting something on layaway. Then you're kind of committed. And that's, wow. That is interesting. It feels like it's a bad joint here. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be playing with it, right? Did a little switchability test? No? I guess not. And then there goes the clear studs, as usual, with the clear inverted towels, which help to reinforce these points. That's one of the things out of Lego that I really do appreciate, the discovery of these, or them making them. So these are extra pieces here. We got our new style lightsaber. We have our new dull lightsaber material, I guess. And there's a minifig. And we'll just put these two pieces together. Got dark red towel, 1x1 towel. We do have an extra lightsaber piece. That's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Can't wait to get a second to figure that one out. And let's see here. What do we got? It's Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon here at, you could say 3:15, or you could say 15 hours, which is what we would say at the barn, because everything's written down that way. For me, it was always easier to do it that way. Do the, I guess they call it military time, I suppose. I grew up. It was told me to call it Zulu time. I know all the train stations in Japan were also that way. You call it a 24-hour clock too, I suppose. You would not be wrong. Yeah, there's some. Let's see. I'm not sure. The new Lego pieces are definitely very shiny with some interesting mold problems. And the ghosts of the studs on the back kind of come through. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but instead of it nice and smooth and flat, you can see the ghosts on the back. There's a seller on eBay. I didn't really want to buy him, but he had a huge collection of Lego defect pieces, and there was one I wanted, and I asked him if I could just buy that one, and he basically made it pretty clear that that was not okay. And I'm like, well, maybe we can do this or do that. And he ended up selling the whole lot. It just what it was. I mean, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of pieces. I just wanted the one because it was so cool. It was actually a 1x6, but it was in blue. And it was just the back of it had not come through, but the studs had. It was just really cool. And I just kind of I don't want to get into collecting stuff like that. It's just, like, hey, is there any way you could break the listing or you could do a care package? I mean, I'd be willing to buy more than one. I just didn't want the whole thing of them. Oh well, it's all right. Who knows? Maybe later today, if I'm feeling it, I'll go see if someone else has one of those weird pieces. They're just sort of unique because messed up pieces are probably not supposed to ever leave Lego. So you got that exclusivity right there. And then they're just kind of cool because they can't they're going to be a little bit different from each other. I don't know. Just kind of fun. I'm not sure how the internet's going for connection out there. This piece goes in like so. And now comes sticker number 9. The new heater makes sort of a little bit of a clanking sound, which is interesting. It's the heat exchanger heating up's what it is. I used to work in that field. I just usually associate it with like old houses and old, the pipes banging and stuff. Oh well, we don't have hydronic heat here. No one asked, but that's what they call that, hydronic heat. We don't have it here in this house, but we got just using almost like space. Here's wall mount. The one guy, the owner of the shop, wants to do first forced air furnace, and I'm just like, no. And the whole reason I don't run a Lego layout or even O-scale layout around the house, because I just don't like that kind of, And a friend of mine growing up as a kid, his dad was so funny. I mean, even as a kid, I felt a little bit sad about it because it's like the dad really liked the trains more than anyone else. And he chose to run the layout throughout the house. And when I say throughout the house, I'm wondering like going into a wall and making a tunnel. And it was done with the contractors and stuff who sometimes try to talk him out of his projects, but they're like, it was a little bit sad because like he wanted to do the trains, he wanted to do the layout. And even as a kid, just going over there to get some food or watch TV and stuff, I would be like, I can feel the tension in the house a little bit, and it's kind of sad. Like, and if it's like I don't know, maybe that's where it came from to me. It's like if that's the worst thing, a guy does say he just wants to play with toy trains. I mean, so what, right? I mean, I don't want to say it like, oh, he paid for the house, which I guess you could say that argument. That would be a good way to start a big argument, I'm sure. But still, and that would be the wrong attitude to have. But it's like, and it was a big place. It had like 3 bedrooms that they didn't even use because there wasn't enough people, and I don't know why they ended up with such a big house in the first place. Maybe they were planning on having more kids. Maybe there was something about extended family. But anyways, yeah, it's getting way off subject. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting stuff from the past. But that train set was very cool. But yeah, But even like for heating a house, I don't like that clutter going through all the walls, and I just don't. But someone else wants to do it. That's cool. I don't mind. I mean, I've certainly seen weirder things than that in a house. My mom was a real estate broker, and I've seen some stuff done on houses, and you go, "Wow, who thought that was a good idea?" Like someday you may need to sell this place or upgrade or downgrade, what do you want to call it, and what you've done for a modification of this house is not going to exactly make it sellable. I mean, it's going to be harder to sell it. But oh well, more power to them, I suppose. The modification I'm talking about is they were seriously into football. I mean, really, like they didn't want to miss a moment of it. And this was back in the days, back in the day. So it wasn't like you could record or Mevo or whatever they call that stuff. It was had to be kind of be watched on the spot. So these people that own the house, they thought it would be a great idea to put urinals, yeah, in the main living room. You're probably going, what, like one? No, like four. On carpet, in the living room. And they run special pipes for it. They had a little bar sink in there, and I guess it's okay. I have to have the same attitude I do about the trains. But for some reason, maybe just because, here I am playing with Lego sets and putting Lego together and talking to people about Lego sets. Maybe it's because of this part of me is the way I am, is why I understand if a guy wants to put, a train set in a house. To me, that seems easier to explain that than putting urinals out in the open in your house. That just seems weird to me. But hey, what have you, I guess. I gotta have the same attitude. I'll just simply leave it as, What's really funny is, I was a little kid back then. It was the 70s, and I never would have imagined that here I'm talking about stuff that probably, like whatever. This is like such a construction yellow. Almost reminds me of DeWalt tools, actually. I'm not sure why I thought about that. Probably because I just had to use a Sawzall this morning. It's fresh on my mind, that black and yellow color. Which, think about it for the first time. I kind of like it, actually. I kind of like the color. Not that it matters. I'm sure DeWalt would not care at all, but it's just kind of funny because, yeah. Oops. What the heck am I doing? What the heck am I doing? I don't even know. Get all distracted talking about tools and stuff. I remember when I first seen the rechargeable tools made their mark, and it was pretty cool. I really liked that. My very first one was actually Makita. That was a little, one of the screw guns was at 9.6 volt back then. It was, my God, it's well over 30 years ago, probably almost 40 years ago. Anyway, it was so cool not to, be dragging a cord around everywhere you go. This is interesting. It's like two little stacked together with a hole through it. It's kind of potential. Like I said, I really enjoy seeing new Lego pieces come out just because, well, just because. I think that's that could harbor new pieces and new eras, and I don't know. I just think that's neat. I like to see Lego pieces coming out. And you notice how, they quietly retire. One day you go, oh, whatever, I remember that piece. Or it'll be years later, like me, be old, and you'll be like, oh man, I remember seeing that piece the first time me and Brian or me and whoever were putting the set together, and all them years ago. That may not happen for you, but I think it probably will if you stay in the hobby, because it did with me. And I could never imagine, looking back on something like that. Out playing tetherball with the kids out there on the playground. No, I never would have seen that. Never, never. The stacking technique from Lego. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting stacked piece. Almost reminds me of something from the past. I guess you could say it almost reminds me of something from the droids, actually. Very, very heavy. I don't know. And just standard stud connection, I see right there. Reminiscent of the old TIE Fighters. And I do mean the old TIE Fighters. And now here we are, starting repeating steps again. I don't mind repeating steps. I don't mind repetitions. There have been some sets. I think it was the Heavy Scott Walker from First Order. That was a little bit of repetition there, no doubt about that. But yeah, there you have it. There it is. Oh no, I'm just not. Hi to a few people that dropped by. That's kind of cool. Appreciate the thumbs up too. Thank y'all. Like I said, this is a really positive community, I think, on YouTube. Not all communities are, that's for sure. Just like at work or whatever, you find groups of people sitting around gossiping or carrying on, you know. I told somebody once, well, and they're like, well, I just want to be part of the discussion. I'm like, okay. I won't say what it was, but it was not pleasant. And I'm like, well, I guess that's fine. But see, you don't have to add to the negativity. If you want to be there, whatever reason, you don't have to speak. You don't have to add your 2 cents. Isn't that great? I mean, you could just not say anything negative. But then, for people that like that kind of thing, why would you be there, right? You want to interact. It's like being on YouTube or what's that other one, Facebook or whatever, TikTok. You want the interactions. You want the feedback. Or I guess that's why people do it. That's why I try to respond to comments to that, and I think it's rude not to. The problem is when you get enough videos up there, unless the comments are done like really soon, sometimes, they just don't show up again for a long time. I found a comment on one of my videos from like a couple of years ago, and the comment is recent. So, the video, keyword a couple of years ago, it goes back to a time when it was not Lego content, so it's not on the algorithm now. And I'm going, oh my goodness. Yeah, I thought, oh, it was probably a troll comment, but no, actually it really wasn't. It was just something from the past, and that's kind of content we don't really do anymore here. But that's why the second channel exists, is we can do content that, do the kind of content that we used to once do that still enjoy doing. And that's fun. That's what's fun. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know. Big thanks to everyone out there too. We're getting really close to 1,900 subs. Watch hours are going up. The second channel is actually getting some traction too. 430, 440 subs, I think, on it. And that kind of surprised me. And that channel, I think it's probably YouTube friendly for the most part. But even I was warned by YouTube that due to some of the content on there, Probably won't be looking at monetization, but that's okay. In a way, it means, hey, you can say and do pretty much whatever you want to do. But then I was told by somebody in real life that my personality and what I say is basically the same. So, oh well. I guess that means I'm trying to be real, I suppose. That's one way to put it, anyways. Let's see the reverse C's. Interesting. I mean, that's cool, I guess. I guess it makes sense, and one is left and right. So I guess it makes sense. And then I like how they stagger these so that it puts the support all the way across. That's cool. Yep. Yep. These were all stacked together in the box. Interesting. Basically, it's the same build, just lightly reversed, I suppose, is the best way to put it. So my coworker was complaining about the new CMFs. I found that kind of interesting. They asked if I'd seen any. I'm like, yeah, I did a video on it, sort of. I got some where I'm probably put up on a video, but oh, my goodness. Well, that reminds me, I had to call a guy for a set too. See if he wants to be reasonable about the price or not, or if he needs more time to think about it. The fact that no one else is going to buy it, probably. I mean, I don't know. Someone else might buy it. More power to him. If he can sell for the price he wants, that's great. And it's not like, I'm saying it's not worth it. It's just that, who wants to pay the full price of something, right? Not me. I'm sure not any of you out there, if you can help it. It's an interesting wingspan. What's your favorite kind of Lego builds? I mean, vehicles, like stuff on the ground? Like your tanks and stuff? Or do you prefer like flying stuff? I don't know. Someone has asked me that in real life, and it kind of drew me a blank, so I thought I'd share it here. Because I just don't know. Still early in 2024. It's making it out to be a interesting year, to put mildly, I guess. It's funny how everybody says this is about escape, but like live streams, I noticed that the real world, at least my little part of the real world, sneaks into the YouTube. But that's okay though. It is that color. It's not black. It's like a interesting, almost like a super dark brown. I like how that all interlocks. That's kind of cool. Okay, it says now bag 9. It looks like we got some, the reverse slopes. Inverted, I believe what Lego likes to call them. Inverted slopes. That reminds me. I do have some I can watch on YouTube? eBay. I don't think it would break the stream to tell me if I won or if I lost. I mean, I guess it might. Could check on that device, but I'm just not feeling it. You get a whole bunch of these in light gray. I need them in dark gray. Some of them sent to me. Light gray ones. It's not worth shipping them back. It's not worth getting a refund. So I just kept them. That's fine. I'm sure I can use them for something. I'm absolutely sure I can. How long is the stream today? Well, today's stream will just be until this set is built. I don't think both sets, just one side, I think. I'm kind of feeling a little bit like wanting to do something different. Plus, I want to do that CMF thing. So I want to do that, I think. I do kind of like some of the molds. I want to get the new doggy, the new dog mold. I want to get that one. Hopefully he's in one of the boxes I got this time. It's $5.99. I don't like the price of stuff going up. I know I was watching a food review on YouTube this morning, trying to wake up, and the person was a little bit of a rant about just the prices of everything going up. And the reality is, that's inflation. What I mean by that is, it's not that the prices are necessarily going up, it's the price of the dollar going down. That's, I don't know, that's not good. World economy is not looking good. And Lego, that's why Lego sets are getting more and more. Did try to look around for some of the new Lego sets. Didn't see any. I did a video on that. Yeah. Oh, it's an interesting piece. Cockpit piece, or the handle piece. Using some of the MPTs. Totally different color. That's always neat to see something like that. This is an interesting build. These are great for like doing little walls or curved pieces. I've seen someone building a great MOC with a set of them. It makes me want to try something, but I know I need to do my GNOS MOC. I got another load of bricks in that are the wrong color. Again, I got to get on top of that. Oh, and we do have that Rancor. I did get that Rancor arm, or claw piece, I should say. So I have been bidding and looking around and stuff, and we will be we'll do the Rancor. Someone had suggested on the tube to maybe do it as a 2,000 sub thing, but I think I'd like to talk about before that and do some stuff with the Rancor before that. And also, years ago, someone was stacking up TIE fighters in the background back here, and I don't quite have that kind of setup here, but I would like to do the same thing with the new First Order Special Forces TIE fighters. And I'd like to add one to the stack for every 1,000 subs, over $2,000. And now, if it ever reaches 10,000, I will have to do something else because they simply will not support. I mean, and I don't know that for a fact because I obviously don't have that many of those TIE fighters. Maybe I should say I don't have that many, but I think I've got 2 or 3, so I'm good for right now. But that's something I'd like to do though. I think that'd be kind of fun. Just, But this year, we're pursuing the old base plates, and we're doing an army building, and that's kind of a cool direction to go. I've still been adding some stuff to my bomb squad, but I've kind of chilled out on that. Oops. And then this goes, I see. Okay. This goes down in here. I guess the tail piece. Oh, okay. And that would be a very weak joint, but put this guy on top and sandwich it, and pretty strong. I imagine there'll be side plates through here, I suppose, and that will help strengthen everything up. I always like the lightsaber mold. It's just kind of a cool looking mold, I always thought. Okay, build 2 of these. I see. So the first one I was talking about on the side here. Up high. That's just a greebling. Basically, not greebling, but side details. But yeah, I'm kind of going. I haven't been hitting major setbacks on my zombie Geonosian army. I've never seen anything like it. I keep winning auctions and sending payments to people, and they're like, "Oh, I sold that long ago, or I can't find it now. I'm getting refunds." It's like kind of disappointing. It's happened enough. I don't even talk about. I don't even post it anymore because it's just like, oh my goodness, man, I'm on a losing streak. But I know it'll shake out, and so in the meantime, I've been looking at doing my other army, which will be the 104th Wolf Pack, which I don't think I'm going to do an army. I mean, I just can't imagine what that would run. Maybe a small squad. And when I say small squad, I say that with air quotes because what are they averaging, like $50 or something a piece? I mean, it's not, it's not really a practical. That's a nice looking build, actually. I kind of like that. I don't know. Practical build, reality build. And that, and personal, like I said, I just got those heaters put in, so that's like, a big chunk of change. And that's definitely, in fact, hey, for the price of those heaters, you could build a really nice Lego army. About almost $8,000. Just think, you could use, man, if you had like $8,000 sitting on your PayPal, you could just like, yeah, I think I'm going to build that Wolfpack army now. And here it is. I'm what, 50 years old and talking about building a Wolfpack army. But you got to admit, if someone said, man, good news, bad news, you got $8,000, but you can't cash it. It can only be used on eBay. Furthermore, it can only be used on Lego Star Wars. And it's got to be used on minifigures. That'd be quite the challenge. $8,000, no time limit. Well, you got the calendar year. You would have the calendar year. But you got to buy Lego minifigures. $8,000 off of eBay and eBay only. I'd be curious what people would choose. Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm doing all right, man. Yourself? Something just rang. See, the problem with these getting someone else's recycled phone number is you just get all these weird messages and things from old, and people say, "Oh no, they clear all that out." Yeah, well, you know what? They don't. All right, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. I've been sitting here talking to myself, talking to a screen, which is fine. I just there was an opportunity to be able to do a live, so I thought, what the heck. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. Huh. Oh, I see. There it is. Yeah, I do like seeing these new sets coming out lately with the two ships. There's an old vintage set from years ago from, I think it was a Target exclusive, had like 5 or 6. No, it's not Poe Dameron's X-Wing. It's actually 75364. I did have a Poe Dameron X-Wing. I do actually have it built over there. And I think I have one sealed in a box, which I was going to open up. And then I saw the prices on eBay, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and leave that one unsealed. Just leave it unopened. And because it's just like, they don't make them anymore. And I was kind of on a little personal rant with somebody on the internet earlier about that. Totally unrelated subject, but another company that likes to get rid of things. Yeah. They're calling for someone named Donna. Whoever that might be. That's the downside about getting a phone number or a new device. They, I'm sure, I don't know if you, I'm sure you know this, but they don't use the SIMs. So, couldn't do that. Have I seen the leaks of the Dark Millennium Falcon? No, I haven't. That would be cool because We really do need a new one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the old one. It would be very easy to rework it, but that would be really, really cool, actually. Hey, you too. Take care. Thanks for dropping by, man. Appreciate it. Be safe. But yeah, huh. New Millennium Falcon. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. What do you guys think about leaks? Leaks? It does help build hype. It always did for shoes. I know that. That was what built all the hype up, and you couldn't find a particular pair of shoes because, you know, all the bots would have already bought it all out. Having said that, I have managed to get pretty good on shoes locally a couple times. But generally, well, we just buy them up here because just pay the resale. Yeah, it's not so bad though. I mean, it's what basically everyone else has to do, right? Oh, that's an interesting piece. I do like how they made that. That's pretty cool. That is one thing about getting a new set is I'm so glad that's printed. I remember doing the X-Wing, UCS X-Wing, had a sticker. And I remember literally, I must have made a moaning sound because my roommate at the time was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, no, I'm not okay. He's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" I said, "Look at this." And he's just stared at me like I might have lost my mind. He's like, "It's a child set." I said, "No, it's not a child set. This is a UCS set. I paid a lot of money for this. And here we are. Look at this." And he's like, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. I'm like, it's not hard to understand. It should be obvious. They put a sticker on a windshield piece. And if you mess it up, you get to look at your mess up sticker forever. Well, maybe not forever, but you know what I'm saying, for a really long time until you either replace it or something else. Now, a friend of mine, he does beautiful model trains, and he had the same set. He didn't actually build it, it was his friend's. And he massed it out and airbrushed. There are Lego purists out there that would not like that. Now, because he's a pro, he does that all the time, I have to be honest, it came out really nice. I was impressed. I was like, wow. And he did offer to do mine, and I thought hard about it. And instead, I removed the sticker, got it really clean. He actually, I did have him give me a hand with that because he's got all that chemicals for that. And he applied the sticker for me, and it came out really nice. But then he does decals and does all that stuff. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, it's a nice chunky little build. It's kind of cool. Reminds me of some of the fighters from stuff, ships from the Clone Wars, the 2009, 2010. Some pretty cool stuff out there. And these slip in back here on the sides. Interesting. Which creates, finally holds these plates in. That's pretty neat little Technic build there. I kind of like that. Well, the phone isn't buzzing anymore. Take a moment to take a look at it. Donate money. Wow. Donna was a busy girl. She was getting all kinds of messages from all kinds of different people. And it's saying, yep, we're alive right now. Cool. That's cool. All right. It's always weird to drop in on yourself. Of course I can do that. It's got a different email. Yep. I thought about that for a second, like, wait a minute, what am I talking about? But yeah, I could literally drop into my own live feed. And they talk about buying subs is bad. That would be really weird. Yeah, that's a pretty cool build. I like this actually. I was thinking about doing both of them on stream, but I think I'm changing my mind because we're over an hour, just barely over an hour right now. Battery's like running down, and I don't want to get cut off in the middle of the stream. Just like when I was a kid, I didn't like having doors slammed in my face. I'm trying to raise money for Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts back in those days, because I was a little kid. Or, go ask a girl or something to go somewhere, and yeah, no one likes having doors slammed in their faces. Or being told no at all, I guess. Like going to a Lego store now and have a new release, and they say no, we don't have it, or they don't even look, or worse yet, they've got it out, but they said that it's not coded yet, they can't sell it. I was wondering about that because a lot of people have shared that on the internet, and it never had happened to me at that time, but later it did. I'm like, well, why do you have it out? It goes back to my old argument about you got a store, why do you have stuff that's not for sale for display? Unless it's reference. And I guess in today's world, I guess if you were like doing vintage Lego store, what would be cool is to have maybe box art or posters or for reference material. And then you would eventually have a customer base of people coming by to going, hey, I got this really weird old, let's just pick on the Fabulon set, and I was wondering what the red tow truck looks like from 1985. And somebody might say, okay, well, actually I have a picture of the original art, or I have the actual one here you can let you look at. And that might be helpful. That particular one, by the way, is a blue truck with a red tow truck or a red tow hook. And you can't even find those blue parts on the internet. It's very, very frustrating. Well, maybe not very, very frustrating, but it's frustrating enough. Just go on both sides. I got some pieces in for my Star Destroyer. I will do an update on that one. But it's really slowing down. It's hard to get the pieces for it. It's a mess. It really is a mess. And having the heating stuff and having to move stuff around did not help. And I'm complaining about totally things that almost don't even matter. It literally only affects me, but it does affect someone. So I'm talking about. What do you guys think about the new stud shooters? I think they're kind of cool. I mean, the whole sideways stud shooting, I think, definitely is cool. I also really like the way they're doing the new stud shooters are kind of hide them, and I think that's kind of a neat. It's not that hidden there, I guess, but like that one spider tank, that was really cool. That was big thumbs up to Lego for that one. That was cool. Yep. I don't know. These would be relatively easy to delete, I guess. But I'd probably have to build something to have a little as a gun there. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Kind of feeling about getting one of those airplane builds from that early Indiana Jones set. I kind of should have done it when they were still cheap, when Lego was basically had announced that new sets are coming out, and the prices had fluctuated. That's when I should have made the move. Oh well, live and learn. Live and let live, right? Not like the old James Bond movie. It's all the same. I just repeated the steps. This is kind of cool. It looks like an engineless. I don't know. There's so many possibilities when you're doing a set about possible mock ideas, and you can make like wreck scenes or crash scenes, and that kind of information just comes from building Lego sets. That's the problem. You can't really find that on the net. I just, you know. But yeah. I don't know. Definitely my earliest stream ever. Eventually, as I'm getting more into the YouTube thing, I'll figure out how algorithms work and when to be on and when not to be. But but it is a Saturday, and I'm guessing it's early evening in most places, or a lot of places. Okay, here we go. Oh, and then these cone pieces come in here. I see. So this makes the gun setup. Okay, that explains a lot. That really does. What do you guys think about these new antenna pieces with the blunted ends? I mean, I guess it works. Kind of like the pointed ones, and like these have flash on them. It makes them feel like they were actually cut off at the factory, which is interesting. It might be, actually. I guess there's no reason to make a second mold. They just cut them off. I mean, that's probably what they actually do. And I guess this fits in right here. Really? There's no support? Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it seems like there should be some support. I guess it's... Yeah, it's a little bit of a... I don't know. It feels like there should be studs on the other side. I guess it's not necessary. I mean, it snaps in there, just... and then bag number 10. So we got all these extra pieces here. Oh, there's that cool little piece again. Huh. Okay. I've been seeing a little picture piece that I was just looking at upstairs. Or was it downstairs? Wherever it is that I had those extra pieces at. So basically, we don't see another extra. There's a few extra studs in here. Pink one. That's interesting. Oh, I see where that goes. Okay. And these are printed elements, hopefully? Yes. Remember these from the Mandalorian N1? I think is where I'd seen them last. That's pretty cool. Nice long gray. And I see we run that straight through. So it creates a stopping point. It's kind of cool. Creates the center of the... Oh, that's kind of a cool piece. I like the new hair pieces. Yeah, these things are here. I made some jack rocks, like anti-tank type stuff, because I had a whole bunch of them left over from a project, and it actually came out kind of cool. Pretty cool little piece, actually, no doubt about it. And then here's a rusty colored one. Interesting. I did not know they made a rusty color one. I'm gonna have to look into that, because that makes more sense for jack rocks, actually. But then, you know, a lot of stuff doesn't really rust in the Star Wars universe, so you got that too. Okay. That's interesting. And then we go to building pieces. Okay, got it. Guess that's the one. Oops. And then these are the orange. Oh no. Seems like different colors. I've been calling this color yellow. It's orange. Wow. That's funny. That is actually funny. Never seen that piece before. It's kind of cool. Oops. Okay, here we go. All right, there we are. So it goes on the back here. And this whole thing. Oh, I see. Like that. And you do 3 of these. Speaking of repetitions. And I'm guessing this just attaches. Oh, right there. Yep. Huh, and it won't turn because it's a Technic axle. Cool. Very cool. And that piece in the back. Repeat steps, blah, 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 until you're done. Okay. Let's see. And that overhang goes like so, and there it is. Yep. Oh, I see. It just keeps building. Yeah, this would be interesting if it was a custom set or all the pieces were all thrown into a big old bag. That would make it very interesting because that would be next level, no doubt about that. And these will be slightly different because it's a different part of the build, essentially reversed. I was kind of curious how they were going to pull that one off. So your second piece, while it resembles it, when it fits in, it actually lines up down here, which, hold on, lines up down here. There it is. Creating that look there and stubbed out on the back. It's kind of cool. No doubt about that. And then this piece fits down like so. Okay. This isn't really repetitious, not like there's a tendency to want to put it in backwards, so not really, but a little bit. Look, let me do it without even looking at the instructions. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's still definitely a little chilly to down here because what is cold air comes in under the door. I mean, not really, but it does. I mean, it is really cold, you know, so you got that whole situation going on. And that piece goes in like so. There it is. The nose piece, shall we say. Does that just... Oh, I see. And it technics in, so it won't, hopefully won't turn. Creating a very World War II looking fighter appearance. I know that's not what it is, but I do like that kind of look. What was that? The Flying Bee, the Super Bee with the canopy to the rear. Should we have a demonstration of the stud shooters? Why not? Oh, they're actually kind of hard to load. Oh my goodness. A little bit. Let's see. Yep. And it returned. It returned. Returned to sender. Address unknown. No such number. No such phone. In her hand. I guess you can put the lightsabers and stuff inside here. I guess. Or not. Let's not do it. And just say we did. I guess you could put a minifigure there. Sorry, stop. That's an interesting way they did that because you can't just step it on the front. You got to kind of push it back in and then it locks down. But that way, I guess there wouldn't be room for, you know, other things like... Oh, there's Yavin 4 base. I seen it one time at the store and I had some good points for it, but I passed on it and haven't really seen it since. And if I were to buy it on the net, it'd probably cost a fortune because of the shipping. And really, it's the value of the minifigures, I tend to think. So, we can give her dual mold lightsabers. That'd be kind of, or dual wield. That's kind of cool. Anyways, that's enough of that. I'm gonna put these bits and pieces into a baggie. Now I'll use that bag for something else. So there's a build right there. Pretty cool. I like the cockpits. I like this. I guess you could put your other lightsaber back here. What the heck? Actually, you know what? We'll put this here in case one of the guns gets broken off. All right, that's a good use for it. Actually, I'm just running out of stream anyways, but I think, oh, it won't work that way. We can do it this way. I'm going to put my green stud shooters together and just make something to put in there. What do you think? Is that stupid? Probably. You're literally legit seeing someone literally playing with Lego, which is funny because I haven't actually done that. I mean, we don't really do that, do we? It all goes on display. But do I have room to put all of them in there? I do. Put this on the front. So I built this little, here, and put this piece back down here. And unless I grossly misfigured something, it should close. It does. Okay, see? Kind of funny, huh? So I got my stud shooter, or little studs, green studs back here, and slam it shut. And then I guess we'll stick some of it in here. What should we stick in here? Let's see. Could be a better character to put in there. I guess we could turn in there, I suppose. Take both these lightsabers off. I don't know. Kind of. The new seating styles are kind of cool. That looks more like laying dead in there, but oh well. It's no big deal. Just throw the lightsaber in here, throw the other lightsaber hilt in there. Try to remember where they're at if I ever need one. But I usually like the old chrome ones if it really comes down to it. Oh. Anyways. So there you have it. all done, and we're at 79 minutes. The battery's about to go dead, so we are going to get out of here. And we're getting out of here just as our first troll comments appear. Yes, the timing is amazing. Anyways, I do appreciate everybody dropping by and comments. I do appreciate some people just dropping by to say hi. That was really cool, and love the support there. And you guys let me know comments you're doing or buildings you're doing and stuff you're doing. Anyways, with that, till next time, y'all stay safe, guys and gals. Ciao.